Hi folks, my name is Jim Miller and with me today is Chris Clark. Today we're going to talk about the activities of great blue heron. So this is a panoramic view of a small wetland composed of a cattail marsh / open water created by beaver activity years ago. It's a small pool. I noticed this small wetland as I walked a nearby path and often saw and heard herons, so I decided to check it out. I tried walking somewhat stealthily, or the best way I could, into the area, but that scared the herons. I tried covering my torso in burlap to break up my profile, and same result, I scared the herons. So finally I built a simple blind out of burlap, and that worked pretty well. The birds were much less fearful of my presence, and I was able to get some really good video of the several different types of herons and wildlife. This is the view of the wetland taken through one of the holes in my blind. As I was intimating, I was pleasantly surprised by the number and types of wildlife using this pool. So here you see a typical example of a great blue heron stalking the edge of the pool, looking for prey.
I've always loved herons, and these also happen to be the largest heron in North America. Their wingspan can get up to 6 feet, and it's also most widely distributed, which is incredible.
Chris, I think we need to determine whether this individual is a juvenile or an adult great blue.
It looks like a juvenile. The feathers are more gray than blue. The bill's dark and it has dark streaks on its neck, and I've noticed there's no plume feathers. I know the adults usually have an orange bill and the noticeable navy blue feathers on its head and noticeable navy blue feathers on its shoulders, and then it has plume feathers on its neck and back.
Yes, I agree. During my visits, I noticed what appeared to be adult great blue heron taking flight when I approached the area. So it seems that the adults hunted the area but were too cautious to stay when I approached. A word about plume feathers versus veined feathers. Plumes are a type of specialized feather. They are usually long, soft, fluffy, and loosely organized, whereas veined feathers are more structured with a central shaft and tightly held veins.
Now, I could sit and look at this for quite some time, but I am amazed at how slowly and quietly they can walk through the marshy areas. The way they place their feet in the water, I mean, just look at how they're slowly lifting their legs and not creating any ripples. There must be at least 15 minutes of this bird just slowly walking around.
Speaking of patience, filming these birds was an exercise in patience since they spent so much time just standing still. You know, the slightest movement became a big deal, and it's like I'm thinking, will you just move, do something?
Oh, wait a second. All right, I think he's got something. Looks like he's got a frog. Jeez, he moves so fast. Takes about a second, and they often skewer their prey rather than catching. I noticed he's washing it off before he swallows it, and then takes down another gulp of water.
Well, Chris, it looks like this heron has spotted some prey. He's moving very quickly for a heron. Now he's crouching. Oh, he's got... Did you see that frog jump? A frog just to the left. He missed it completely. His favorite meal. He just bypassed. And, God, that's pretty scary looking to me. Well, he's going into the vegetation, so we're not going to be able to see, unfortunately, what he's after or whether he even gets it. I've noticed that their strikes often come up empty. They often miss. I've also noticed out on the pond today that there's just a load of dragonflies.
Did you see that frog jump? The bird missed it. One lucky frog. I've also noticed you can see the activity on the pool's surface. Look at all those bugs, dragonflies, and even the bubbles, which are probably coming from some of the decomposition under the water.
Oh boy, a dragonfly just landed on the heron's head. It looks like it's using the bird's head as a perch. There's lots of dragonflies out there, as I mentioned earlier, so I think we ought to take a closer look at a common one. This is a slaty skimmer dragonfly, common in wetlands around this time of year. Dragonflies have large eyes which enable them to see in almost all directions simultaneously. I like how the venation in the wings is highlighted in this video. There are often other critters in the pool, like this large frog, mostly exposed as if there are no predators around. You notice it has huge eyes, and the eyes are sitting on top of its head, and they kind of bulge outwardly. This enables them to have nearly 360-degree vision, which enables them to spot prey and predators. I can identify this frog not by color, but by the faint but visible two long skin folds running down its back. The other large frog in our area is the bullfrog, and it can be identified by a skin fold that wraps around the eardrum. No folds on its back.
Oh, wow. Looks like this great blue is standing upright and its throat's fluttering. This is actually how it cools its body temperature. It's very similar to a dog panting to cool down. They don't have sweat glands, and this is called gullar fluttering.
And I noticed that it also opens its wings to expose its body to the wind to help cool down. Oh, there's a green heron in the foreground.
I really like the view of these birds. There's a green heron preening himself while the blue heron's just kind of sitting there relaxing after a day of hunting.
So, Chris, as you know, watching great blue heron sometimes is like watching paint dry. They just stand there for so long, but you know, they test your patience. But in this case, what I like about this part of the video is on the shore, there's a family of raccoons walking. If you look closely, you'll see them right along the shoreline, searching for food, doing their daily walk through this area. I see raccoons around here frequently. Oh, and here's one right out on the open water. I've never seen that before, because this is kind of late in the season, so there's a lot of debris on the surface. But he's on the hunt also. Yeah, there he goes. He's out of sight now. This is one of my favorite shots. Beautiful bird, confusing to identify. At first I thought it was a phoebe, but as we looked closely it became apparent that it didn't have the most common characteristic of a phoebe. That is, tail wagging. The other possibility is the eastern wood pewee.
Flycatchers in general are actually pretty difficult to ID, but as this has some characteristics of both a eastern phoebe and an eastern pewee. For instance, the pewee has grayish wing bars, a thin white eye ring, yellow to orange bill, and long wing tips, and a vested underpart. Phoebes tend not to have the wing bars. They have darker brown upper parts, wags the tail when perched, has a black bill and cleaner white underparts, and no eye ring.
Well, with that description, I'd say we have an eastern wood pewee. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that seems to match. I mean, after closer look, I do agree.
Yeah, I think we've decided that it's a juvenile eastern wood pewee, which is the type of flycatcher. These birds are amazing. They catch insects in flight, which is truly remarkable. Oh, there he is now. He has an insect that he just caught. We saw him fly off the perch, out of sight, and then came back with an insect that he's now consuming. Oh, there goes a muskrat. I often see one swimming either towards the woods or towards the cattails. It moves along by moving its flattened tail side to side. This muskrat never seems to be in a hurry. He's just kind of cruising along. Well, Chris, that's the end of a typical day at the Heron Pool. Really interesting and enjoyable.
Well, Jim, thank you so much for showing me this footage. It's really incredible just to watch these birds in just simple activities.